In this video, we'll explore powerful scriptures that remind us to trust in the unseen, to hold on to God's word, and to find peace knowing that He is guiding us every step of the way. Let's dive into how we can live out this faith, even in the midst of uncertainty. For we live by faith, not by sight. This verse from 2 Corinthians is a foundational truth for our walk with God. It reminds us that we aren't called to rely on what we see or understand with our human eyes. Faith transcends the visible. It's about trusting God's heart, even when we don't see the outcome. Sometimes we want clear answers or visible signs, but true faith thrives in the unseen, in trusting God's goodness and plan beyond our immediate understanding. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Hebrews 11:1 paints a beautiful picture of what faith truly means. It's not just a hope that things will turn out okay, it's a confidence in God's promises. Faith gives us assurance, even when the physical evidence isn't there. Just like Abraham, who trusted God's promise of a child when it seemed impossible, we are called to have that same kind of confidence in what God has spoken into our lives. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. When we're unsure or facing difficult decisions, Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us to let go of our need to understand everything. God's wisdom is far greater than our own. By trusting in Him with all our heart and submitting to His will, we can be confident that He will guide our paths, even when they seem winding or unclear to us. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Isaiah 55:8-9 gives us perspective. God's thoughts and ways are so much higher than ours, beyond what we can fathom. We might not always understand why certain things happen, or why God's plan takes us through unexpected challenges, but this verse assures us that His plan is far greater than we can imagine. It's in these moments that we must walk by faith, trusting that God is working all things for our good, even when we can't see the full picture. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. This verse from Romans ties it all together. Everything we face, even the trials, is part of God's greater purpose for our lives. Even when life feels chaotic or uncertain, we can find peace knowing that God is actively working things out for our good. It's a promise we can stand on, one that strengthens our faith and reminds us that God is always in control. So, how do we walk by faith and not by sight? By trusting in the unseen promises of God, knowing that His ways are higher than ours, and believing that He is working all things for our good. When we let go of the need to see and understand everything, we open ourselves up to experiencing the fullness of God's plan. If you're going through a season of uncertainty right now, remember these scriptures and hold on to the truth that God is with you. Keep walking in faith, trusting in His perfect plan. Thank you for joining me today. Please share this message with someone who needs a reminder of God's faithfulness. Let's continue to walk by faith together.